Well, this is the Brighton Rec Center near Brighton, Michigan, and this video is just going to show you kind of the whole setup there. There's a modern campground, a, um, a day use area, and a rustic um, area for camping. And we did this over a period of days, actually over 2 different weekends. One we just went as a scouting trip, and the other we went to stay at the Appleton Rustic Campground. So the video may be a little bit out of order because of all of that, but I just put it together in what I thought would be a logical manner. So enjoy the video, and you'll see the whole park except for the Equestrian Campground, which I didn't take any video of, but there is a equestrian campground that comes complete with tubular steel horse stalls, but you must have a horse to be able to camp there. So this is driving into the Appleton Loop here. Site number 1, and then these are all just the odd sites on the right hand side of the street. So well, that's not odd, is it? Number 2. They turn into odd ones at some point. That was site 4 right here. That is site 8. I'm not sure how they transition to odd numbers.
Here's the first one.
That's a pretty cool little camper. So that's 12. And then it goes to 15 here, so now it switches to...
Dude, we have different neighbors.
Yeah. And there's our site, 17. Okay, so we're at the Brighton Rec Center in Michigan, and we're on the Appleton Loop because the main campground is currently closed doing the ARPA renovations. That's a modern campground with electric and a dump station, and that has a potable water fill there and everything. But it's closed, and we're on the rustic loop of the park, which is called the Appleton Loop. There's 24 sites here. They're pretty generous, but this one's just all dirt, and I mean dirt. It's sandy, yucky, dusty dirt. All there is pit toilets, and a hand pump for water, so you're not filling up your trailer here. We actually came with water. And then back over here, there's a lake, and we walked down there this morning and took a look at it. It looks like a really pretty lake, nice and clear water, and must be fairly deep because it wasn't very weedy. And then we walked over to another small lake over here, which was very weedy. But anyhow, there's a couple of small lakes here, right, within close walking distance. But if you don't like pit toilets and you're not self-contained, probably not the place for you. The the folks here that are here are mostly tents, some car campers, but there are a handful of trailers here. You just if you want power and water and stuff, you need to be self-contained like we are. We have solar and an inverter, so we have all the electric power we need, AC and DC both. And of course we've got the propane, and that provides us with heat, and then we filled up with water before we came, so we don't have any worries about any of that stuff. So pretty nice day. It's probably in the low 60s right now. It's maybe 10 o'clock in the morning, and gonna get up to the mid 70s today. And
Oh God, he is not coming in. Stop! For the love of Mike.
dude, what are you doing?
He's having a dirt bath. Oh my
Oh
God.
goodness, look at you. Look at you. You were white. What do you think you're doing?
Probably in nature.
God, I was going to take you on a walk, but now...
Yeah, we gotta get it. Oh God.
Oh,
All right,
oh.
tighten up his lead.
He says, I'm camping, man.
Come here, you. Oh,
He's like, I am camping, and this is the way you do it.
oh, hell no.
You're gonna whisk him off. Okay. Oh, the big clouds of dust. Oh.
Formerly white dog.
Okay. Well, I hope it doesn't rain here, because
If
I mean it's gonna be pretty muddy here if it does rain, because this is all just sand. But otherwise, I mean, we got a little lake view back here, and fairly good size site. This is at Brighton Rec Center on the Appleton Loop, which is a rustic loop, and you can see there's through the woods back there. There's a pit toilet right there, and that's all they really have out here. They don't have electric. They don't have water at the sites. The only water they do have is hand pump. So if you bring a trailer, fill up before you come. And anyhow, it's a nice big site anyhow. And unbelievably, as you can see here, we are all the way down on the tongue as far as it'll go to get level here. But side to side, perfectly level, which is shocking. But anyhow, we're in and getting set up.
Okay.
Most state parks will KP their fire pits and keep them clean, and obviously this place doesn't do that. That fire pit's almost full of ashes, and then of course people threw their trash in here. So that's not so cool. All right, so that is those are all oak trees up there, and they're just laden with acorns, and a slight breeze comes by and they just start pouring out of the sky, and clunk 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 clunk, and one just hit my wife in the head. And as you can see, they're everywhere. So that's going to be fun. Going to be fun tonight. Clunk, 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 clunk. Well, when we pulled in last night, of course, we put this little rug down on top of the dirt so we don't track a lot of dirt in. But You know, of course, it had nothing on it when we put it down. And now it has just been a rain of acorns. Well, here's the lake that's behind Appleton, the Appleton Loop. Very pretty. Kind of not super large, but crystal clear. And I'm trying to keep the dog out of it because I don't need a muddy dog. But it's crystal clear, and I've got a little boat launch right here on this trail we just came down, which, I mean, I guess road. And you know, pretty nice and quiet, pristine. Oh, he wants to go in. He keeps pulling me. All right. Hey, quit pulling. Here we're coming up on another little lake on the just off the Appleton Loop of the campground. This one looks a lot weedier, and probably a lot smaller too. Well, it's a nice walk, and I mean, these roads are in pretty good shape, not too washed out. Oh, looks like we got some swans up here. Hold up, dude. We got some swans, and otherwise a pretty peaceful lake. Lots of stuff to sniff, huh, dude? Yeah? Well, there it is. It is. Just a gorgeous little, you know, day. It's high 50s right now. And obviously it's a nice, clear, sunny morning. I would say it's about 8 o'clock. And let's see if we can get a better look at those swans. The whole family. Well, it's hard to do this with the dog, because he just wants to go. He's just jerking my arm off here, trying to go places and see things. But I want to see the pretty swans. He's like, too bad for you. Okay, so this is the Bishop Lake day use section at Brighton Rec Center. And there's a nice big, you know, modern restroom facility here. Well, this is right across the road from where we are camping. And then across that side over there is the Modern Campground that's under renovation. quite a few people out there paddle boarding right now. On a nice flat lake day. Anyhow, it looks like there's quite a bit to do here. They have really nice ADA picnic tables like these here. You can roll a wheelchair right up underneath, and then there's a barbecue grill right next to it. And then there's these pavilions with big grills. And again, I know that they rent those types of things out at most of these kind of places for big events like graduation parties and whatnot. And yeah, there's a really nice beach here. And then just a lot of trails. A lot of walking trails and biking trails in here for people that want to get some exercise. And then it looks like there's this nice trail that goes down along the lake. People have put some tables together here. Look at this massive oak tree. That thing, I would say, is easily at its base 20, maybe 25 feet around it. It's massive, and there's a few of them. There's one over there, right there, and then this one over here. These things are just tremendous in terms of their girth. And this is just another view of the Bishop Lake day use area, and there's those paddle boarders we saw from the other side of the lake. And this is a fishing pier, and you can see they got little holes cut out in the railing for people to set their fishing poles, and it looks like it's a nice, probably 4 or 5 feet deep or so here, and some little weedy bottom, so a little good fishing area. Pretty weedy down here, see? And then there's that big pile of lily pads over there, which probably has some nice bass in it. And same with over here. Just some nice areas to come in and drop a line. Probably for some small size fish, but you know, still a little bit of fun to come out and spend your time. Anyhow, so there's the beach over there. It's a pretty nice beach, and you know, it's September 20 something, and beautiful, gorgeous day in the mid 70s, and a nice light breeze, and there's hardly anybody here. Anyhow. Well, this is Bishop Lake near Brighton, Michigan, Brighton Rec Center. And a number of lakes here. This is under construction still from the ARPA construction. But you can see this lake is pretty nice. A little weedy around the edges, but nice paddling lake. Got a big fishing pier. And looks like there's kayak rentals here. And a big old path, and we're going to walk over here to the campground that's getting renovated right now, and we'll be with you in a moment on that. And then this is Brighton Rec Center Bishop Lake Campground, and they're remodeling it right now, and you can see they put in a new road. These sites look pretty small. I mean, they're not real deep. This section over here, you can see, you know, is sites backing up to one another between the roads. So, you know, really shallow, probably, you know, maybe 30 feet deep or so. And then, you know, it looks like they're putting in New electric. That's a great big electric panel there. Quite a few sites here for, you know, these little tiny sites. But it does look like all the sites have electric. There's a pedestal. Looks newish. But again, they're not very big sites. They're probably, I don't know, maybe 40 or 50 feet wide and maybe only 25 or 30 feet deep. But new fire rings, new electric, new roads. I don't really see any facility buildings. There's a building way over there. Looks more like a storage building than any kind of restroom or anything. Anyhow, it does look like they're putting some money into, you know, revamping and restoring this campground. It just looks like it's going to be, you know, mostly for tenors, or people with small trailers. So this is one of the family cabins at the Brighton Rec Center, and so it's pretty big actually, and it's got a solar panel up there. Can't really see too much in there. Big old propane tank out back, a pump for getting water, a hand pump. And really the pièce de résistance of this one is this little deck here that's on the side of this hill, and a little sitting area, and looks right out over the lake. Nice beautiful little lookout area. And that building way across the other way was over by the Modern Campground area. And they got a fire pit here, of course. Got a little ladder ball set up. Parking for, looks like a number of cars. Its own little pit toilet set up, and looks like ADA compliant because it's got nice concrete walk up to the door. This is the Aji Jack house or camping cabin. Anyhow, very nice if you want to rent a cabin. They've got a grill right here. Picnic table, nice, looks like a handicapped accessible picnic table. And it's way in the back of the park, so it's pretty secluded. Also, I'm pressing my camera right up against the window here of this cabin, this little cabin. It looks like there's really nothing in the way of like insulation or anything. The ceilings are just you know, ceiling trusses. But there's two sets of bunk beds in here, and picnic table-ish type area for dining indoors. So pretty utilitarian, not much. Actually, there's three sets of bunk beds in there. And then a little, like at least a kitchen counter and a furnace up against the wall there. So, and then this, yeah, you know, this is a different one than I was at just a minute ago. And this one doesn't have the lovely scenic overlook. It's got its own little pit toilet area here. We're gonna open that up since we're here. And I mean, it looks like it's in really pretty good shape. Yeah, so it's you know, for a pit toilet, reasonably clean. Got a couple of fly catchers up there. Yeah, anyhow, this one is not quite as nice as the other one. I don't see a solar panel on the roof. But it does have a big propane tank, so you know, it can run heat in the fall. Plenty of, you know, parking for several cars, and a big trail here. I assume that probably goes down to several of the other cabins back here. But yeah, nice little setup if you're not to want a big trailer, but you have a bunch of people that want to hang out for a weekend or a week. Well, I'm not sure if all the insect and frog sounds come through here, but I'm just going to let this go for a minute.
Okay. Yes, that came through great.